Advanced Pre-Algebra, Unit 2, Inequalities, Lesson 5, Multi-Step Part 2. Here's the homework that goes along with it. All right, we're going to do this warm-up problem. Myra earns, I would pause your video and do this. All right, Myra earns $20 a week walking a dog and an extra $2 when she takes the dog to the dog park. This week, she wants to earn $30 to get her grandmother a gift. Which inequality in graph shows the number of trips Myra must take to the dog park? Well, I would write an equation or an inequality. So let's let D equal the number of trips. So let's figure this out. She gets $2 per trip to the dog park. Plus, she gets $20 for the week to take care of the dog. She wants to earn $30 to get her grandmother a nice gift. Well, I am not in love with the inequalities that they have here because personally, I think this should be greater than or equal to 30, but they only have greater than. So we're going to go with greater than. Now, how do we know what the answer is to this? What graph represents it? We need to solve it. So, subtract 20 from both sides. 2D is greater than or equal to 10. Divide by 2. D is greater than 5. So, there's our answer. Here's our inequality. So, D is greater than 5. Which graph represents D is greater than 5? A and C. But let's look at the inequality. 2D plus 20 is greater than 30. That one is correct. This one, they're getting 20 per walk. So that one's wrong. So it's A. All right. Open up your note packet to page 8. All right. Multi-step inequalities. Remember, same exact thing. Solving equations or inequalities is just like solving equations. Except if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you need to switch the inequality symbol. And you want to make sure that your variable is on the left after you finish solving. So, let's solve this one. Add 3 to both sides. I get 3/4 t is greater than or equal to negative 12. How do I solve this? I multiply both sides by 4/3. Multiply by the reciprocal. Or you could divide by the fraction, but it ends up being the same thing. This will give me 1t. I do not switch my inequality because I multiplied by a positive. 3 goes in there once, in there 4 times, so I get negative 16. T is greater than or equal to negative 16. I'm going to graph this. I have a solid circle, because it's equal to, greater than is to the right. All right, this inequality, I need to use distributive first. So I'm going to have 5k plus 40 minus 7 is less than or equal to 23. I'm still simplifying. 5k plus 33, because when I combine like terms, is less than or equal to 23. Subtract 33 from both sides. 5k is less than or equal to negative 10. Divide both sides by 5. I am not going to switch my inequality because I'm dividing by a positive. So less than or equal to negative 2. When I draw my graph, I'm going to have a solid circle because it's equal to, and I'm going to shade left for less than. All right, here we go. Use distributive property. Remember, we need to simplify both sides first. So I'm going to have negative 6m minus 10 is greater than or equal to negative 28. Add 10 to both sides. Negative 6m is greater than or equal to negative 18. Divide both sides by negative 6. Remember, when you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you need to switch the inequality, so it becomes less than or equal to 3. Draw your graph. Solid circle because it's equal to, shaded left. All right, simplify both sides. So negative 10 is greater than or equal to, I'm going to use the distributive, 2q minus 6 plus 6. Simplify that right side, so I'm just going to have 2 cubed, because negative 6 plus 6 is 0. Divide both sides by 2. Now, notice I am not switching the inequality because I divided both sides by a negative. You need to remember, however, switch this, transpose or transform. So you can have the variable on the left to graph it. Look, pointy side towards the variable, pointy side towards the variable. Draw your graph. And I'm going to have a solid circle because, again, it's equal to shaded left.